Welcome to Blueprints for Mindful Mastery. How do you handle disrespect in your life? It's a question we often grapple with, isn't it? Disrespect can sting, but the wisdom of Stoic philosophy offers us a different path to navigate these uncomfortable situations. Stoicism, an ancient Greek philosophy, teaches us to focus on what we can control and let go of what we can't. It provides us with 10 practical principles to handle disrespect effectively. Imagine keeping your calm, understanding that disrespect is subjective and doesn't inherently diminish your value. Picture yourself reflecting and understanding your role in the situation, responding in line with your values. Envision learning to pause, using humor to diffuse tension, setting clear boundaries and choosing forgiveness. All these principles and more, when practiced, can foster personal growth and help maintain inner peace when faced with disrespect. Intriguing, isn't it? So without further ado, let's dive into the first principle. Principle 1. Keep your calm. When disrespect comes your way, it's easy to let emotions take the wheel. However, it's important to realize that disrespect is a subjective concept. What one person may perceive as disrespectful, another might not. And here's the crucial part. It doesn't inherently diminish your value. You are not less because someone failed to treat you with respect. Consider this: when a storm rages, the mountain does not crumble. It stands tall, unyielding. Similarly, in the face of disrespect, maintain your composure, keep your calm. By doing so, you avoid the pitfall of escalation and preserve your dignity. Just like the mountain, you remain steadfast, undiminished. This strength comes from understanding your worth, which is independent of others' opinions or actions. Remember, your worth is not defined by someone else's disrespect. Principle 2. Reflect on yourself. In the face of disrespect, self-reflection is your secret weapon. It's like a silent conversation with yourself, a dialogue that fosters understanding. Imagine you're at a social gathering and someone makes a snide comment about your outfit. Instead of lashing out or feeling hurt, you pause for a moment of introspection. You ask yourself, why did their comment affect me? Is it because I value their opinion or because I'm insecure about my fashion sense? This self-reflection allows you to understand your feelings and identify your role in the situation. It's not about blaming yourself, but about recognizing your power to shape your response. You might even realize that your values do not align with those of the person who disrespected you, and that's okay. So, when faced with disrespect, turn inward, reflect, understand your emotions, and let them guide your response. Your reaction is a mirror to your inner self. Principle 3 and 4. Learn to pause and have empathy. In the stormy seas of disrespect, the power of pause serves as an anchor. Picture this: you're in a heated argument and you feel the urge to react instantly, but instead you take a deep breath and you pause. That brief moment of silence is a powerful tool. It allows you to regain control over your emotions, preventing them from steering your reactions. It provides you with the opportunity to think before you speak, to respond rather than react. Imagine you're a ship's captain in turbulent waters. The pause is your compass, guiding you away from the rocks of impulsive reactions and towards the calm seas of thoughtful responses. It's a moment of clarity, a chance to reflect, and a step towards making decisions that align with your values, rather than being driven by raw emotion. Now let's introduce the fourth principle: empathy. In the face of disrespect, it's easy to become defensive or angry. But what if you could view the situation from the other person's perspective? What if you could walk a mile in their shoes? That's empathy. It's about understanding their feelings, their motivations, their struggles. It's about acknowledging that their disrespect may be rooted in their own insecurities, frustrations, or misunderstandings, rather than being a reflection of your worth. Here's an example. Let's say a colleague snaps at you during a meeting. Instead of retaliating, you pause and you consider. Maybe they're under a lot of stress, maybe they're dealing with personal issues. By empathizing, you foster compassion for them, which in turn reduces your own negative feelings. You control the narrative, not the other way around. In essence, the power of pause coupled with the strength of empathy can be a formidable defense against disrespect. It allows you to respond thoughtfully and compassionately rather than reacting impulsively. It encourages understanding over resentment, compassion over anger, and thoughtfulness over impulsivity. Remember, true control is not about dominating others, but mastering oneself. A pause gives you control. Empathy gives you understanding. Principle 5 and 6 concentrate on virtue and embrace acceptance. In the grand theatre of life, we often find ourselves playing roles we didn't audition for. Disrespect, like an unwelcome guest, can occasionally sneak into the scene. But remember, we are not just actors, but also directors of our performance. Here, Stoic principles can be our guiding light. The fifth principle, concentrate on virtue, urges us to focus on our response to disrespect. Stoic virtues such as wisdom, courage, justice and temperance are not just words, but powerful tools. When confronted with disrespect, we can wield the sword of wisdom to dissect the situation, understanding the root cause. Courage can empower us to stand firm, not swayed by external noise. Justice can guide our response, ensuring it is fair and measured. And temperance, the virtue of self-restraint, can help us prevent an impulsive reaction that we might later regret. Consider the example of a tree in a storm. It doesn't question the wind's audacity to shake it. Instead, it stands tall, bends with the wind, and uses the challenge to strengthen its roots. Similarly, we can use the virtue of endurance to withstand the gusts of disrespect, growing stronger in the process. Moving to the sixth principle, embrace acceptance. Let's acknowledge a fundamental truth. We cannot control others' behavior, only our own. The sun doesn't stop shining because a few clouds dare to obscure it. Similarly, we shouldn't allow others' disrespect to dim our self-worth. By accepting this, we liberate ourselves from the chains of external validation, concentrating on self-improvement instead. For instance, if someone ridicules your dream, instead of letting it dishearten you, accept their perspective as a mere opinion, not a verdict. Use it as a stepping stone to refine your vision and bolster your resolve. Together, these principles help us navigate the maze of disrespect with grace, fostering personal growth and maintaining inner peace. Virtue is your guide, acceptance your shield. Principle 7 and 8. Use humor and set clear boundaries. Now, let's delve into the benefits of these two powerful tools in handling disrespect. Humor is a potent antidote, not only for diffusing tension, but also for maintaining an emotional balance. Picture this. You're in a situation where someone throws a disrespectful comment your way. Instead of reacting with anger, you choose to respond with a light-hearted, witty remark. The room fills with laughter, the tension evaporates, and you've effectively neutralized the negative energy. But humor is not just about diffusing tension. It's also about maintaining your emotional equilibrium. By choosing to laugh it off, you're consciously preventing negativity from clouding your mind. You're choosing joy over anger, light over darkness. Now on to Principle 8, setting clear boundaries. This is about assertively communicating your expectations and values to others. It's about standing your ground and protecting your dignity. Setting clear boundaries involves understanding your worth and making sure others recognize it too. Imagine being in a situation where someone continuously disrespects you. You could choose to let it slide, or you could assertively communicate your boundaries. So there you have it, folks. Humor and setting boundaries. Two powerful principles that can help you handle disrespect effectively. Remember, humor diffuses tension. Clear boundaries protect your dignity. They're like two sides of the same coin, working together to help you maintain your inner peace and dignity, even in the face of disrespect. Principle 9 and 10. Choose forgiveness and change your perspective. Forgiveness is a powerful tool in our emotional arsenal. It's like releasing a bird from a cage, setting you free from the clutches of resentment and bitterness. When you forgive, you take control, shifting the power from the perpetrator back to you. It's a gift to yourself, allowing you to release negative emotions and find inner peace. Now, shifting gears to the 10th principle, changing your perspective. Imagine viewing disrespect as a cloud, floating past in the sky. It might obscure the sun momentarily, but it doesn't have the power to dim its light. This broader perspective helps you understand that the disrespect you face is fleeting and inconsequential in the grand scheme of things. It minimizes the impact, allowing you to focus on what truly matters. Remember, forgiveness sets you free. A changed perspective minimizes harm. In conclusion, we've journeyed through 10 key principles of Stoicism, each providing a unique perspective on handling disrespect. We began with the notion of keeping our calm, understanding that disrespect is a subjective emotion that doesn't inherently lessen our worth. We then ventured into the realm of self-reflection, learning how it can guide us to respond in line with our values. We discovered the power of pausing before reacting, and the strength of empathy, both of which help us regain control over our emotions. We focused on the Stoic virtues, like wisdom and courage, and learned to accept the things beyond our control. We also explored the use of humor to diffuse tension, the importance of setting clear boundaries, and the liberating power of forgiveness. Lastly, we learned to change our perspective, viewing disrespect from a broader angle to minimize its impact. Remember, you have the power to choose how you respond to disrespect. Use these principles to guide you. Thank you for accompanying me as we journey towards personal growth and empowerment. If you found inspiration here, please consider liking and subscribing. Until our paths cross again, continue to embrace the journey toward your best self with blueprints for mindful mastery.